Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Today is a Quilters challenge and FutureCat has sent us a very good challenge to take on this time. It'll be better if I let them explain it to you, so here is their video.
Kia ora e hoa ma. Hello friends, I'm FutureCat from Aotearoa, New Zealand, and I have a challenge for you. It's June, which means it's Pride Month. And that's a pretty important time of year for me because I'm a trans non-binary person. I also really like working with scraps. So my challenge to you is to create a scrappy rainbow. Have fun, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what you create. Ka kite anō.
So what I thought was, I've had a project in the back of my mind for a couple of years. It's in my design book of a pattern that I wanted to make. I did design it and I'm very excited to share it with you today. So to begin with, we're going to start with a center block. And with the center block, we're going to need some 2.5-inch squares. And these are in a background or a light contrast fabric. I've got some flying geese that I've got a kind of like a tone-on-tone black fabric. These are all scraps, by the way. I have 4 half square triangle patterns, and I'll talk about those more in a minute. So the flying geese, this is just a center block. I need 4 of those that measure 2.5 by 4.5. I need 4 of the 2.5-inch squares in the lighter background. And then for the center part of the block, what I've done is I've taken some crumb fabric that I had put together and I made HSTs. I've got one that's a red and a pink, one that is orange and yellow, one is that green and kind of a teal color, and then one that is blues and purples. What I'm going to do is join those together like this so that they're in the center. And just a correction, although it looked very pretty like this, in order for it to work with the rest of the blocks, these 2 lower ones need to be turned like this so that the blue and the teal are touching, the yellow and the green, the orange and red, and the pink and purple. I've decided to move off the purple background today because it was just making the colors too hard for you to see. So I've now got these joined together, and this will now measure 4.5 inches. And if you're wondering what I'm using as a starting point for these, for the pattern itself, and all the information will be in the video description, I've got some old HSTs, which I did end up trimming down. I have a series of flying geese that I made. I have some wonky HSTs that I started with. And this is what my crumb fabric looks like. So all I did was I sewed together a bunch of smaller pieces. That's what it looks like on the back. And then I squared them up just to make it easier for trimming down in the end. And here's another one using larger pieces of scraps. And then here's a nice green one as well. I actually use these as leader ender projects in between other things, and it worked really well for building up my inventory of colors. So now that we have our center like this, and again, these are just 4 HSTs in these color breaks. And what we're going to do is now join this together in rows. So to add to the center, I'm going to take a 2.5 by 4.5 inch flying goose, and these were made for up using a method that I like to feature in my videos. And if you're interested, I can do a video just on different flying geese. Just let me know in comments and I'll certainly put something together. So what I want to do is I want to add 2, 1 on each side, and I want to make sure that the inside background is pointing towards the inside. So not like this, although that would look attractive as well. but I want it to be like a star, so we're going to be doing it like this. So with this being done, I'm now going to do the top part, which is the same, which will also be the same in the bottom. So I'll just show you how to do it quickly here. So we take another one of the flying geese. These could also be made up of 2 HSTs that are joined together in the center if you want. And then to these, we're going to just add our 2.5-inch squares on each end like that. And then those will be pieced together like that. I'll do the same and then add one on the bottom. Okay, with the center block now made, and this is measuring 8.5 inches unfinished. I think it's very bright and beautiful, and you could leave this as a project, frame it up, and you'd be done as a cute mini wall hanging or a place setting for your table, something like that. Anyway, I've got a project that we're working on, so I need to stay on task with that. So let me put that aside. And next we're going to be making 4 units or 4 blocks, and each one will be needing 2 2.5-inch squares, or you could be using a 2.5 by 4.5. You'll be needing 2 flying geese that are in this colorway. So I'm doing the orange one right now, so see how pretty that is. And then you'll also need 2 flying geese in the opposite way. And these are measuring 2.5 by 4.5. And then we'll need 2 background, because my background is of a soft white. And these will be 2.5 by 10.5. So let me show how we assemble these. So first of all, we're going to take one of the flying geese that has the points in the darker color, and the sky is in the background color. And then we'll take our 2 2.5 and we'll join those together like that. I'm just showing you the sequence of the layout. Then we'll take another flying geese, but this one is the opposite to the first one we used, and we'll be joining it like that. And then we will be adding another flying geese where we have the center part as the background, and this will look like a white arrowhead. And then to that we'll be taking the last one, which is the opposite, and it'll be going like this, which will give you the dark. And this is what the block's going to be looking like. It will be measuring 10.5 by 4.5. And once these are all pieced together, then we'll be taking the background strips and adding them to each side like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'll be making a unit that's orange, one in red, one in blue, and one in green. So here is the orange one, all done. And again, it's 8.5 by 10.5 unfinished. And then pink, which I think is really pretty. And one of my favorite colors is blue. And then following closely behind is green. So we have one more block to make, and then we can start assembling this all. So the last block I'm going to call the corner block, and we're going to need to make 4. One will be in red, one in yellow, one in purple, and one in a teal color. And the background, I'm being consistent by using a soft white. And these are scraps. It's not easy to see them on camera, but I do have an assortment of fabrics here. So per block, you're going to need 3 2.5-inch squares in your background. You'll need 2 2.5 by 4.5 in your background. You'll need 3 2.5 by 2.5-inch squares, and these I've done in the crumbs, and I think they're just beautiful. And then you're going to need 6 HSTs that have been trimmed to 2.5 inches with your color. So because I'm doing the red one, this is in reds and with the background color. Because I had some oversized HSTs, that is what I decided to use. And then finally we need 2 strips. One is 2.5 by 8.5 and one is 2.5 by 10.5. So let's start assembling this block. So to begin with, you're going to take one of the potato chips, or 2.5 by 4.5, and then you're going to take one of the background squares and one of the HSTs, and you're going to piece them together like this. So what I'll do is I'll have a seam here, and then I'll have a seam here, and we'll be doing another one which is the opposite, where it's going to look similar, but you just have to be careful of the HST position. It's going to be your potato chip here, the background square there, and the HST so that it's facing this direction. So I'll go ahead and piece these together, and then I'll be right back. So I have these part of the units pieced together, and I'm just showing you how they are opposites. These are opposites to each other. So what we'll do is we'll take this one, we'll set it aside for a few minutes, and this one we'll turn it around and we'll also put it away for a few minutes. And next we're going to be making another unit to go within this block. So we want an HST with the dark facing down to the left. We're going to take one of the red squares, another one of the red squares, and then another HST, and this one is going to be like this. So it almost looks like a flying goose, but it isn't. And this is a 4 patch with the 2 HSTs built into it. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll be right back. So this unit is now done, and I'm very happy with how it's looking, and we have one more unit to make to complete this block. So what we're going to do is we're going to take another one of the squares, and we're going to pair it up with another square that's our background. These are all 2.5 inches. Then the last 2 HSTs so that they face like this. So let me join that together, and I'll join you back here. So how cute is that? It reminds me of those peekaboo cats that I'm starting to see in some social media posts. So what we're going to do is construct this block. So we're going to take this one that we just did, and then the one where we have the HST going this way will be joined like that. Then we'll take the one with the 2 solids, and it'll go below like this. And then we'll take this one, and it'll go like this. So you know you have it right when you have 2 wedges like that, and I'll call it the ears or the arrow pointing to the upper right hand side. Doesn't this look cute? I really like how it's turning out. Now to frame this so that it fits within the other blocks, we need to add a strip that's 2.5 by 8.5, and then another one up top here, and this one will be 2.5 by 10.5. So this will make this block now 10.5 inches unfinished. So I'll get that done, and then I'll show you what we do next. So this block is now complete, and I'll just show you the other colors. So that is in red, this is teal, then we have yellow, and finally we have purple. I don't know if it's you, but I find some colors are easier to sew with than others, and these reds were giving me a really hard time. The solids were a brand that tends to fray a lot, so I lost a few of my points, but I'm not going to lose sleep over that. So let's go to the design wall, and I'll show you how this all goes together. So this is how it will end up being joined together. So what I'm going to do is do one row this way, I'll do the center, and then I'll do the bottom. So here it is all done. I really like how this turned out. It will finish up at 32 inches square without borders. I do plan on hand quilting this, so it will take me a while until it's all complete. And thank you again, Future Cats, for this challenge. I really enjoyed putting it together, and I really appreciate being included. Please remember to like, share, hype, and check out all the others in the Quilters challenge. Until next time, sew safely and sew with Debee. Have a great day and bye for now.